Okay, this is number 4. So what we are doing is we're adding integers. Okay, and I am trying to give you a couple different ways to visualize what strategies to help you add integers together. Okay, so I just gave you the strategy of our colored chips. Okay, we also can think of a number line. So when we are adding, it means we are going to move forward on the number line. Write that down, right? Forward. Okay. Okay. All fours. Okay. Now, this example right here, -3 plus 8. If we start at -3 on the number line, plus 8 means we're going to move forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where do we end up? We end up at 5. Okay. Now, what we were just doing is we were using our colored chips. So we had 3 negative chips and 8 positive chips. Okay. So if we visualize this problem this way, these cancel and we're left with 5 positive chips. Okay. You can visualize these problems either way, whatever you think is going to help you. Now, we're going to start with the hardest problem. No, not actually. Kaden, what's 1 plus 8?
It's kind of hard.
Okay. All right. That was our warm up. Okay. Now, when we go to number 2 is -11 plus 9. So you can think of this 2 different ways. You can think of this as, hey, we're on the number line at -11 and we move forward 9. Or you can think about 11 negative chips and 9 positive chips. However you want to think of this, what are we going to be left with? I am asking Marco what we're going to be left with. We have 11. We have 11 negative chips. And we have 9 positive chips. What's going to happen?
We're gonna have 2 left.
We're going to have 2 negative chips left. So this sum is -2. Okay. Okay. How about number 3? Alexander, -2 plus 6. All right. Peyton, tell us how you came to the answer of 4, like Alexander. Okay, but what did your brain think about? You just knew it was 4. It just came to you. I want to know how it came to you. How did you know that this answer was 4? Why does that make sense? If I have -2 plus 6, how does it make sense that the answer is 4? There's going to be 2. The -2 are going to cancel out with 2 of the positives left, leaving us with 4 positives. Okay. All right. Write down what you think the answers are to the next 3, 4, 5, and 6. Can you wake up? Head up. Head up. Thanks.
Oh, so no.
Don't make me. All right, Madison, what do you think about number 4? What's -7 plus 7? Ooh, that was a nice one, right? -7 plus 7, they're all going to cancel out. Kaden, how about number 5?
5 is -18.
Okay, -18. If we start on the number line at -21 and we move forward 1, 2, 3, we're going to be at -18. Okay, or if you think about, I have 21 negative chips and 3 positive chips. 3 of them are going to cancel and we're going to be left with -18. All right, Lainey, how about number 6? 4. Okay. If I'm at -9 on the number line and we move forward 13 spaces, we're going to end at 4. Or if you want to think about, I have 9 negative chips and 13 positive chips. 9 of them are going to cancel and we're going to be left with 4. Okay. Now we're going to come back to page 4. What I'd like you to do, I'd like you to turn the page to page 5, label it page 5. Okay. And in the middle of page 5, you have something that looks like this.
Watch out for the.
Okay. Okay. In the middle, we have this. We're not doing all of these. Okay. I'm going to focus on these ones that have addition. Okay. Now, this number 13 right here, 2 plus -6. Okay. Tony, what do you think about 2 plus -6? Let's draw a picture. We have 2 positives, right? And we have 6 negatives. All right. Now what do you think, Tony? Okay, 4 of what kind? Positive or negative? We have -4. Okay. Now, I'm going to zoom into this number 14. What is different about number 14 compared to the ones that we've been looking at? They are both negative. So what happens if I have -7 and I add -1? We get -8. Okay. Who can tell me the logic behind why this is -8? How did Sophia get -8? Kaden, how does that make sense?
Oh.
Well, we added -1. So she started at -7 and then she added -1. So she had to go backwards 1. Okay. Or we can think about it in our chips. We have 7 negative chips and we add another negative chip. Well, now we have a total of 8 negative chips. Okay. All right. So I want you to think about what happens if we have -20 plus -5. Tatum, I love how excited you are, but I'm gonna have to call on somebody else right now. Okay. Aiden. -25. Caesar, do you agree with -25? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, use your brain. 18 plus -2. Okay. We've switched again. 18 is positive and 2 is negative. So Sophie, what happens when we add these together? We get 16. Okay. Because these 2 negatives are going to cancel with 2 of these positives. Okay. All right. Write down what you think the answers are to 17 and 18 and stop at 18. Don't do these. We're going to do these a different day. What? No, because it's 1 plus -7. We get out of here at 38. I cannot hear the jingle jingle. All right. Austin, what answer did you write down for number 17? Negative 29. And Ruby, what did you write down for number 18? Awesome. Okay. So I want us to write down a couple observations here. Okay. We looked at problems when our signs were the same, and we also looked at problems when our signs were different. Yeah, this could be a good thing for you to write down. I saw the sign.
Well, my mom likes that song.
You know who sings it?
Pretty sure I have that on the record.
It's not record. Who?
Oh, and you had bumped on it. It's different signs. And same signs.
All right. So what happens when our signs are the same? So for example, if we had something like negative 20 plus negative 5, or if we had something like 7 plus 2, what is our thought process for adding these integers together?
What? Oh, I got it.
Jacob?
So, I think when they're different or the same.
So right now I'm talking about the same. Would you rather talk about different?
Oh, no. So, when it's the same negative, like, they're both negative?
Yeah.
Pretend you're just adding
Okay, so pretend you're just adding.
without the negative.
Okay, so we're pretty much gonna add the numbers, right? But like, Jacob, what kind of answer is this gonna be? Is this gonna be a positive answer or a negative answer?
It's gonna be negative. But
Okay.
I take out the negatives until the answer, then I put it back in.
Okay, so basically you wanna add their absolute values, right? And then you're gonna keep the sign. So I'm gonna say, all right, 20 and 5 make 25, but this is gonna be a negative answer, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 7 plus 2, but we're just gonna keep it as 9 because they're both positive. Okay, so then tell me your thought process if we have different signs, somebody different, like if I had negative 15 plus 5, or I had 7 plus negative 2, all right? Kaden, how is this gonna change?
So I did negative 15, and then instead of add it to 5, we would subtract it.
Okay, so you're saying that we're gonna subtract the numbers? And then we're gonna keep the sign of the bigger number. So like, this one would be a negative answer because there's more negative chips than positive. But this one's gonna be a positive answer because there's no more positive chips than negatives. Okay. Now, these are just some reminders for you as you're like working through problems by yourself. Okay. So what I want you to do in this space right below on page 5, I want you to answer these 4 questions. So don't cry. These are not written in page 5, but I want you to use that blank space in page 5 to answer these.
We get to write the question. We just write that.
I will let that be up to you. These are your notes. What do you think would be helpful? So just at the bottom of page 5, you are writing them in there.
Austin's like a. I am. I'll drive. I'm talking to you. You're not positive.
I'm so positive.
Look for it. I'm gonna have you stay to go over these problems. And then, how about this? I will let you go get 1 minute early, so you can walk to the cafeteria. and left for 4 minutes left. Deal? Okay, if you haven't done so already, I would like you to compare your answers with your elbow partner. Okay, there's a red chip under your chair. Could you get it, Kaden? Can you
We
get
got
it?
something wrong. One of us did.
Okay.
The 5 and the -5.
Maybe you should talk about.
It's the bigger number. I didn't say no.
All right, let's go over these. Reagan, what's number 1?
13.
13. Poof, that one made you sweat, right? All right, Kaylee, what do you think about number 2?
Oh.
-11. Very good. Wes, what do you think about number 3? +5? Okay. Kaden, what do you think about number 4? Do you have any disagreements about these? Turn back to page 4. Yeah, I'm gonna take you through what it's gonna be. Okay. All right, so page 4. Do you see where it says type of sum?
Yeah.
So basically, I want you to look at your 2 numbers. So in this one, it looks like we have the same sign.
Yeah.
But here, it looks like we have different signs. Okay, I just want you to name that. That way it can kind of trigger your process, like your brain, like, these are 2 different processes. Okay, so if I take -4 plus -3, what's our sum?
-7.
It'd be -7. So write the sum here and like, hey, this was a negative sum. Okay.
Oh.
But -3 plus 2, oh, that is also a negative sum because its sum is -1. I am glad you feel that way because your homework is finishing this page.
Even the numbers?
All of it.
God.
What did you get?
If it's 0, would it be positive? Right?
0 would be 0.
Why are we saying the same?
What, so it would be negative or positive?
What?
Yeah, you would just put 0. So like these 2 that I'm adding together right here, Cash, they have the same sign. But here they have different signs.
Gotcha.
All right.